want to share my being with you in meditation for you to experience your soul, for you to sit in your soul with me, to give you a taste of meditation. Because you see, one cannot practice meditation or intend to meditate when one is resting in their soul. That is meditation. It's not force, it's not a practice. It's not putting your attention in any direction. It's looking within and resting there. And it can be invoked by someone that is in meditation, and when you're in their presence and you sit with them and you listen to them talk when they are absorbed within, it rubs off on you. You match that frequency. They don't give anything to you. They have no intention to do anything. They are just basking in the sun and the light of the higher being one with it. As you sit peacefully, notice how your thoughts subside, how through this storm of a life you can find some peace on the shore. You can rest. And that is a taste of your soul. That is meditation. So when you sit and practice meditation, does it feel like that? Or does it feel forced? Because meditation is natural. It is your essence, it is your very being. It is not in the realm of action, hence you cannot do it, you cannot practice it, you can be it. You are either that or you are not that. You are either life or you are death. Choose wisely. And you can carry this being into your natural expression in the world. Align yourself through this state with action. For example, as an artist, when singing feels natural, you sing through a state of being. You write in a state of trance almost. The words use you to come to life. And you submit. That is meditation. You don't do anything. And that's the secret of the greatest artists, and that spark of inspiration. It's like they don't do it, but it happens through them. Then how can you claim that you did it? What you do best, you don't know how you do it. You just do it. Align yourself with life. When you taste your soul, and you're firmly grounded in that, you know who you are, that consciousness penetrates other areas of life, and you'll be able to witness your thoughts and emotions and your inner reactions and turmoil. And you learn to surrender them. To sit with your emotions, watch them dissipate, so that you free yourself of these entanglements, these sufferings. You dissolve them back into your soul. Because you've realized that your soul is you. And you practice the principle called neti neti, not this, not that. Discrimination, viveka. Meaning when something arises and you're firmly grounded in your soul, you see it arise from a distance. You're like, this is not me. I don't need this. I don't need to think about this now. You know, you cannot solve something with the same energy that created it. It has to be quantum. It has to be solved now, not in space-time, not in past and future. Otherwise you just ping-pong. Solve one thing for another problem to arise. The final solution is not there. It's in base reality. Not in a derivative, but in truth and light of your soul. It's a quantum jump. That's the solution, completely out of the box. Surrender. Give the problem to God. Dissolve it in the light of your soul. Otherwise you're just running around in circles like the snake biting its own tail. What if the solution is just to rest and be? Let it go. It's not inherent in your being. Not this, not that. I'm not this, I'm not this. Find out who you are, but by letting go everything that is not you. It is not inherent in your soul. What is left is you. And bask there. This is where you replenish your energy, because you're plugged into life. Life force flows through you and life acts through you. Yet when you project your consciousness outside and entangle with the projected reality, you drain yourself. Rest. This is like deep sleep, awake. That is meditation. It's the truth of your soul. Rest. Be. Breathe. The eye of the storm, the eye of the hurricane is still. You can walk through life like that. And whenever problems arise, let them go. Surrender them. Try it from now on. The practice is just to remember your soul, that's all. In moments of problems, just remember who you are, firmly. And say, this is not inherent in my soul. And then sit yourself down and look at the emotion. Remove the story. You don't need the story. You don't need to intellectualize and find solution. You just sit with the emotion until it dissipates. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared. Sit with it, feel it in your stomach, or wherever it is in your body. Feel it, sit with it, and affirm to let it go. That's the practice. And you will cultivate your being more and more. You will let more and more layers go, meaning the meditative periods will grow, contentment will grow, and you dissolve the positive and negative currents back to your soul. And you stay in equilibrium, in neutrality, as a witness in the world, but not of the world. Peaceful, alive, vibrant, and people will taste that through you. You don't want to impart anything, you don't want to heal or teach, you just are. You are what you are. Find out who you are. And that authentic soul expression is what you're looking for. But right now when you express, is it authentic? You don't know who you are. Because of all the corrupt layers beyond the layers you are. That is what you're looking for. Beyond the pain. Thank you. Let's sit in silence a little. You see, silence is before the waves, the particles, before the particles become waves. It's like quantum physics, particle-wave duality. You can just sit and rest unmanifest in silence Manifested world becomes waves. Be the particles before they become waves. Unmanifest and dissolve all the waves back into silence, where the past and the future collapse. And that is now. Now is one dimension beyond time. That's where your soul resides, eternal, pure, untarnished by time. Rest with your soul. In the now. What people say, in the now, be in the now. But unfortunately, it's almost impossible to be in the now. Because the corruption that's in you will always pull you without into the projected reality. You must, one by one, burn corruption in the light of your soul. Only then do you restore that perception, that clarity of your being, and then you can transpire, then your soul can express in the world freely, without all of these corrupt layers. Otherwise, being in the now is futile. Then it's escapism, pushing everything away for a while. It will resurface. The final solution is to surrender these patterns for good. Pull the roots. You can't just cut plants. If the root is there, it'll grow back. You need to unearth all your pain and look at it. You've stored it. All you need to do is look at it. The story doesn't matter, where it comes from doesn't matter. Look at the emotion until it dissipates. It's the energy that's stored in the body that's the problem. It's crystallized there. Once you feel it and it dissipates, it's gone for good. Next time when it comes back, maybe there's just a little residue, and you look at it again. You're not afraid. You look at it, you're the witness. It doesn't touch you, it's not inherent in your soul. And like this you realize that you exist, in fact, beyond time. Because what is time? It's thoughts that project from the past into the future. What if all that subsides? You're in the now. You're in the now. Where was I before I was born and before that? Now. Always now. That's where the peace of God lies. Because we're untouched. Nothing true can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. This is the beginning of A Course in Miracles. Rest. Recharge. Be conscious, acutely self-aware. Take responsibility of your reactions. Nobody hurts you. The root is already within. They are kind. They are helping you. They are your saviors because they show you what you need to let go. The outside world is not against you. They're not hostile. They are your saviors. They show you what you have still to let go. All your corrupt layers. All is in me. You just need to be aware of your reactions to the outside world, that's all. And remove it. Dissolve it in the light of your soul. Your soul is like the sun. All of your corruption cannot cover up the sun. Clouds cannot cover up the sun. Can you cover up the sun in the morning? No, it'll rise. Can the sky be overcast by clouds? No? No? Because the soul is base reality. It is the root. Can you hear the rain outside of my window? What a beautiful sound. My cat is in my lap sleeping. She's also high on life. How do you feel right now? Who are you? Who was I before I was born and before that? Now, if there's no corruption, there is no time. There are no thoughts, there is no time, there is no projection. Then you're in the world but not of the world. You're particles, not waves. You're unmanifest, everything in potential. All recollected, connected to life. Life force flows through you, and you can naturally express and be you. This is who you are. If with this peace you can express, how would you express? Naturally, spontaneously, authentically. No boundaries in all areas of life. Such as art. When you create art in this space, you create art like a child. You paint like a child, you sing like a child. No afterthoughts, no worries. Nothing touches you. There is just the action of painting or creating art. There's no one creating. There's just a flow of life, one flow of life, unity. That is art. That is alive art, living art. I call everything that's emotional and thought-driven, compulsive, based on patterns, robotic, based on past memories and trauma. I call that dead art. Living art is art that touched the soul, apart from your emotional self. When you leave your emotional self at the door, it cannot enter the shrine, the holy shrine of your art studio. You are free. Only art is left. Art stands alone. You become a vessel. You don't do. You are. You are your art. You are life itself. You are the heartbeat. And then you rise from your art session and you look at your piece of art, the piece of art that you could have never created alone, and you bask in it. And then you call yourself a messiah. You know, the secret of the greats is that they don't do anything. They are humble servants of the divine. They let the divine paint through them. That's their secret. That's how one makes art. They don't. They become art. The greatest artists are art themselves. Their expression is art. They don't want to do art. They still, everything that they create is art. You know. I hope this rubs off on you a little. Let me know how you like these meditations. If you have questions in your mind that you want me to cover on the podcast, please share them in the comments. I will create episodes on that. You can also join the community. It's linked below, where I initiate you into the spiritual path of art. You can join like-minded artists that are on the road as well, do spiritual work as artists, free themselves by making art. The meditation practice of an artist is making art. Non-doing, not making, flowing with life. Karma yoga, the yoga of action, non-action. While life does it all, and you step aside. Thank you for listening. Meditate on your own. Listen to this anytime you like. Remember your soul. Thank you for listening.